So there we go. I started talking at 4 seconds into the show. I'm going to go back today and see if it's already, if you heard me before that. Got to go mute these pages. It is March 27th, 2023. And this is what? Monday. I am upset. I am perturbed. I am annoyed. I am perhaps the closest thing to swearing on my channel that I've been in a long time because a person in this community has upset me. Doug, what's that about? I'll tell you in a little bit. Keep the suspense. Now here, Nick Poverman, because that's not what I was upset about. A little bit tongue-in-cheek with the upset, so don't get yourself worked up in the tizzy. Nick Poverman usually starts us out with a joke, so I read this a few times over trying to get, what is the joke here? Just a quick hello, I will be doing an office move for a client at 12 p.m. my time today, so we'll have to see this later. I couldn't pull any joke out of that, so I guess that's just what he's doing. All right, thank you, Nick. Robert says, morning. Ryan Lightfoot also comes in with jokes. When I was working my first job out of college, I was so broke. How broke were you, Brian? That they shut off my electricity. Those were the darkest days of my life. I don't know if that was an intention at a joke because I was right there with you. My first job, well, except it wasn't college. My first job was my office job. Out of high school. Oh, yeah, I was broke. 3 roommates, and all I could afford was peanut butter and jelly and lunch meat sandwiches. Good morning from Jeff. 36 degrees in sunny California. Mike Wojcik says, good morning. Carl J. Hello, Doug and chat. Carl J., I've seen you around plenty. I don't know why you're not blue. Add as managing moderator. That means you're already a moderator, but you're not blue. Oh, scroll down to get standard moderator. That's what it was. Ran Israel, hello. Selden Ball, 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Ken, good morning. I'm here working in the background. Well, Ken is the person I'm upset at. I am miffed at Ken Stout. Ran Israel says, go for it. What did you do? Oh, Wintermute figured it out. Wintermute knew it has to be Ken that I'm upset at. Hello from Chris and everyone. Bobby Warren says, hey, Doug. Chris Garrett, I sure hope Brian Lightfoot did not play football. He has a light foot. Okay, Doug, why are you upset at Ken? I was listening to the Ken Stout live show this morning. I haven't finished it yet, but I got up to the part where he was telling about something that on Saturday that came up that he didn't mention. He didn't want to mention on Saturday's show. And it was when we were talking about a virtual Mac computer on the PC. Can you do that? And myself, and I think some people in chat kind of said, no, I don't think so. And then Ken has actually done it. He said on his show last night, he'd done it. And what I'm upset about is, do you think that I'm uncorrectable, that you can't correct me and say that you knew something that I didn't know? Have I not made that clear? If I say something wrong, I want you guys to correct me. Good grief. So I had to go do some looking. I did. Wow, really? So before I go there, let me say, I was thinking that perhaps it's some other kind of special emulator or Mac emulation on a PC, but not within the virtual computer environment that I've been working on. And I discovered, no, that's not the case. It's far more simple. So I did a simple Google search. Can Windows run a virtual Mac PC? And here we get right off the bat using Parallels Desktop, which I've heard of, but I thought that was on the Mac side where you emulate a PC. You can easily run Windows and Mac operating system at the same time. The virtual machine runs separately. but you can resize it to see both the Mac and OS and Windows on your screen. So then I went to look further about it. What is the special technique you have to use for this? And I come down here and find that Oracle VirtualBox Manager and VMware. And I look down here a little more. Is there anything really weird about this? And it doesn't look like it's really weird or difficult at all. In this one up here where it says, where does it say? Oh, Oracle VirtualBox Manager. Isn't that exactly what I have right here? Oracle VM VirtualBox. Ken, I wish you would have spoken up during that show. Good grief. I knew it was me too. I bet I know why. Stana says, I thought it was the other Doug. Of course it's Ken Fold. Here we go. Virtual machine with Apple on it. I win, I win, I win. I just, you know, Ken and I we jab at each other all in good fun and appreciation of each other. But I want to take the opportunity to restate, I will say wrong things from time to time. I expect and want you to speak up and say, no, wait, man, I don't think so, such and such or so-and-so. I don't do it in an angry way, of course. That's not fun at all. I didn't know that, Doug. So Bobby Warren says, I didn't know that, probably about the Mac on a PC. Now, let's see, there was something else in last night's show that I wanted to respond to that Alex said. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't any kind of disagreement or anything, I don't think. I don't remember what that was. Chris Garrett has a severe thunderstorm warning with 60 miles per hour gust and hail. I've got a couple comments on channel comments. Just normal comments. Tony Wallow saying, darn, I missed you, homie, thanks. And I usually just thumbs up and heart, you know, these types of hellos and thank yous and such. I kept this one on here specifically because I had noted, look at this, a VA Grafstein is blue. And he's a moderator, really? And then I looked at, wait a minute, why is Tony Wallow not a moderator? He's not blue. And then later I realized, oh, that blue just was who you're highlighting. That's not indicating moderator status or not. And now I went and looked up, how do you pronounce this person's name? And I found two pronunciations for the first name, Avia, or Avihai. Oh God, I can't even say this one now. Avihai. You don't pronounce the C at all, but I'm not sure which one is right. And I also got two pronunciations for the last name, Grafstein and Grafstein. I've also made it a point, I like to learn how to pronounce people's names. And I recognize that I've seen this name before, so I went back to my emails and did a search on my emails for that person's name. And here's all of the times that he has commented on my videos. I'm kind of presuming that's a male name. I guess I don't really know that. And actually subscribed to the channel back on March 19th, 2021. So this person has been around a long time, but I don't think Avihai, oh geez, I'm just really butchering this. So let's go back here and see, do I still have it up? Pronounce. Yeah, these two videos here have it differently. I'm going to see if this one will play. I'm going to watch my sound indicator and see if you're hearing this. Whoops, got to unmute it.
Avihai.
Yeah, according to my meter, you did my sound meter. You did do that. Avihai. Okay, and then pause that one. Come over here to this one. Right click, new tab, and then here we go.
Avia.
Oh, this is spelled differently though. That doesn't have the CH. Avia, right? Avihai. So Avihai must be it. Avihai. Ah. All right. Well, welcome aboard, Avihai. And let's go make you a standard moderator. I'll turn you blue, which means you can put a link in there, but mainly it just shows that you've been around and we recognize you. And then thumbs up and heart both of these comments. And come back to where? Where am I going to come back to? Oh, I know what I need to come back to is the chat room. Bobby Warren, I didn't finish Ken's show. I went to, I know the other thing I wanted to respond to. They were talking about, and it was another comment from Ken. He was looking at his list of subscriptions, and they were talking about the order that the subscriptions show up in, and they weren't alphabetical. And what was the other? The thing that I think controls the order that they show up in when you go to your, let's go to a new YouTube and you go to your subscriptions. I think they show up based upon who has the most recent content. So this one's live right now. Live would always show up. This one's 4 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. So these are things that are showing up in my subscriptions. I think they show up based upon how recently new content has been posted. 9:30 a.m., 1 hour ago. It's not, that's notifying me. Oh, that's Ken's show coming up. Oh, that reminds me. Go over here to Studio because I configured today's stream yesterday before Ken had configured his show for today. So then let's go over here, Ken Stout, and save that. So we will get a redirect to that. So as you're experimenting with what order do they show up in, consider that it's the most recent content. Now, Ran Israel says Avakai. So there's a K there, so that would be a hard K, and I didn't find it. Now, one of those said it was a French name, one of my searches, but it might have been the one that didn't have the CH. Ran Israel says it's a Hebrew name. That's it. That's it. So that must have been earlier when I was making my pronunciations. So did he like one of us? Because I didn't use the K sound. Avihai. Avihai. Yeah, that sounds Hebrew now that I think of it. Zvi Menor and Ken Stout, good afternoon. And they're talking back and forth. Brian, Ken, and Mary Pranksters at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Seldom Ball, the iOS YouTube app provides the option to select either order alphabetically or by the most recent updated. Well, let's go look and see if that's the case here as well. Or did I pull that up here? Yeah, manage here. I bet this will give us some choices. Different list. Now this is all kind of zoomed in because I zoomed in for the chat room. So if I come back down here, there's grid. So I can switch from grid to list. And here's manage. Manages brings you. Now here's an alphabetical list. This one is alphabetical when you go into manage. So you can find them that way. And this is a way where you can, easily change your subscriptions and your notifications in here. Now, I can't get out of this managed list with a button up at the top. So I guess I got to use the back button. That's, in my mind, that's a poor design. If you're going to use a button to go to a certain mode, that same button with an alternate option should be in the same position to go back to the other mode. To go back to the list mode, in this case, grid or list. So like if you click manage, I want to see a grid and a list button up here. It just makes sense. But then the programmers didn't check with me, right? And I think there are other places where you can see your subscription list and be able to manage them differently. Now, if I come back to chat, you see that it's zoomed out again. When you do zooming in a browser, that zoom setting is remembered for the site. So all of the windows that I have open for YouTube, when I zoom in, all of my YouTube windows zoom in. My other websites do not zoom in. And you can see that setting in your settings on your browser. How quickly am I going to be able to get to it? Site settings, I think it is. Privacy and security. Where is site settings? If I do site settings, I think we get to see it in there, or it might be even Zoom settings. Camera, notifications, background sync, images, pop-ups, additional content settings. Zoom levels. So you can have Zoom levels for all these different websites. So if I go into Acer.com, for instance, it's going to be at 175% because for some reason I zoomed into that level last time I was there. If I go back to that website and zoom out to 100%, that automatically changes the settings on this screen. So if you ever came into a situation where you wondered, why is this website always zoomed in? Well, it's because you were zoomed in there last time you were on that website. Ran Israel says it was the first one that I played. Did I play that one first? Avahai. And let's see, it was over here, and yeah. Is this the first one? See, this one has the CH. This one does not have the CH, and this one is French. This one, does it say Hebrew? Does it tell us that? No, it doesn't. And this is the one that was Avahai, right? Avahai. See, if I say it over and over again, Avihai. Are we in agreement? That's the right one. The first pronunciation you played had the K, but fairly soft. Avih is a kind of that throaty sound. Avahai, phlegm. It's actually the letter N, which doesn't have an English equivalent. Think phlegm. I think you mean like that clearing your throat kind of sound. Avahai, Avahai. My recollection is that in many languages, the CH combination is pronounced as the guttural in the back of the throat. It's very hard for many Americans to pronounce. Avahai, Avahai, Avahai. Gravstein or Gravstein. Now, what do we think about that? Is it Stein or is it Steen? You can type that as Stein, S-T-I-N-E, or S-T-E-E-N if you think it's Steen. Gravstein or Gravstein. Now, what else? Did I finish? Let's see. I talked about Zoom. I'm zooming in and out. And talked about Ken and the Apple thing, and talked about the what order the subscriptions show up as. Do I have any other topics to talk about? Oh, I think I had something saved on my chat notes from Friday's show, maybe. Go take a look at that. I'm looking at my calendar on Friday. I don't see it. Did I put it on my calendar for today, thinking that's where I would see it? No, I didn't. I realized last time I showed my calendar, I probably shouldn't show it because it shows some client content. I'm not seeing it. The way I do that is I create an item called chat, a appointment called chat. And nope, I didn't have anything for Friday, Saturday, or today. All right, so then let's see. I guess I've got to get here so I don't inadvertently display too much when I come back to that screen, because sometimes when I switch back to my browser, I inadvertently display something that I should not. I'm trying to get better with that. Ran Israel says exactly, play the Hebrew, translate Google. Let's see what this is saying. There, let's see, that's going to pronounce it in Hebrew, I think.
Avichai. Avichai.
Avihai. Avihai.
Avichai.
Avichai, there's with the CH. Avihai. Avihai. All right. And come back. Sullivan Ball, my understanding is that the pronunciation of, see, when you type it that way, S-T-I-N varies from one family to another. Oh, okay. Ran Israel, I have a few topics. Well, you could hit me with one at a time, as in the movie Young Frankenstein. So we're saying Stein. German beer Stein's always pronounced the same. So that's, you're saying Grafstein. Ran Israel. Yeah, you could throw out a topic. That's what these shows are all about, is responding to viewers. That's what I want them to be about. Sometimes I'll include something from Tech Tales, meaning stories from working with my clients, or other things that came to mind. Sometimes I'll discuss a topic that came up on somebody else's YouTube channel. Map to Google Drive, you should have it on your post-it. Map to Google Drive, you should have it on your post-it. You're talking about my post-it notes? Map to Google Drive, you should have it on your post-it, I think. How to get rid of the Bing button in Edge. Oh, that's interesting because that's new, isn't it? Let's go take a look at that. The Bing button up here in the upper right. I have not even tried to do that. Let's just try some simple things. We just highlight over it, float the mouse over it. Is it as simple as up here? Publish, privacy, refresh, news. Not seeing it there. I'll compose insights, chat, turn on no thanks. Is this, if I do that, no thanks? No, that's not what that is. Let's see, how to turn off the Bing button. How to turn off Bing button on Edge. And taking a topic that I don't know the answer and seeing my process of exploring it, that is very much a part of what the type of content that should be on this show. Click the ellipsis menu in the upper right corner, settings, sidebar, find app specific settings on page, click discover. So let's see, the ellipsis, which is the 3 dots, and settings, then sidebar. So settings, then sidebar, and always show sidebar. Well, that's this whole sidebar panel. And what they said next, sidebar, find app specific settings on the page, discover, disable, show discover. So that's the show discover switch, I guess. App specific settings, click discover. App specific settings right here, click discover and show discover. So turn that off. Boom, bada boom, bada bing. Very good. What is Rand's next topic? Oh, I went to his second topic. Map to Google Drive. Now let's see. I have looked at that before. It's something along the lines of get the URL for your Google Drive. Now I need to bring that up without that displayed right off the bat because I'm not sure what'll be there. Well, let me do this much. If I go to Google and then click on this checkerboard here and then click Drive, I'm going to punch to my camera while it goes to that because I'm not sure what's going to show there. I don't see anything wrong with this stuff, so I haven't clicked on anything else. And then you want to map to the Google Drive. So we're at my drive now. Is it as simple as copying that URL and then Windows key E, and then come down, I think it is to network, map network drive, pick a drive letter, and then Control V paste. I'm just running off the top of my head here. Reconnect it, sign in. We're going to map it as G and finish. Will that do it? Map network drive cannot be created. Following is a device attached to the system not working. So then let's go how to map Google Drive to Windows. See what they tell us here. How do I map Google Drive folder to Windows? Now, I don't actually have the Google Drive app, so I don't have Google Drive showing in my folders list here. Do you have to have the app? Right-click your Documents folder, Properties, select Include a folder, locate your Google Drive folder. So you have to already have your Google Drive folder configured, which I don't have. How do I map Google Drive as a local drive? Download Drive. So yeah, you have to download the Drive app, install it on your PC. Will be automatically mapped as the G drive. I've got 5 or 6 minutes to go. Is that enough time? Download Google Drive directly or at the Google site. I should be able to get that from here, right? Is there a download button? Is it that simple? Manage storage, admin, my drive, details, activity. Not seeing it offhand. Get Drive for desktop. There it is. So it's the gear icon and then Get Drive for desktop. Download Drive for desktop. Here it's downloading in the bottom left corner. 0 seconds left. Click on it once. Is that going to launch it or do I need to double click there? I think I need to double click there. Or is it? Is it going? Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? Did it already come up? I think no, that's not it. Oh, there it is. It is going. Just had to wait long enough. Install Google Drive. Add desktop shortcuts to Drive Sheets. No, I don't want that. I don't want it on the desktop. We'll just install it. So here comes Google Drive successfully installed. Sign in with the browser. Enable extension. I don't really want it as the extension. Is it already showing up in my Windows Explorer? No, not yet. I haven't signed into it yet. I just downloaded it. So I'll go ahead and sign in because that's what it's prompting me to do. I'll sign into this account and then have it enter my password. That first password was one that is incorrect password that the browser has remembered. Make sure that you downloaded this app from Google. Don't sign into it, yada, yada. If you're not sure, sign in. Success, you've signed into Google Drive. I saw it there. This is it down here, so it's showing up. Now, if I switch back to File Explorer, is it showing up? And they said, how about, do I need to refresh this page? Oops, I saw something just pop in. There it is, Google Drive. So they said go to Documents, and if I go to, how about if I just right click here and map drive letter, not there, and I could go this way, Control C that, and then come down to Network. Got over 2 minutes to go. Here's Network, and then Map Network Drive. Can I paste it in here? And this is me just throwing mud at the wall and seeing if that would work. No, it didn't. So should I go back and see what it tells me about doing that on that search? Let's see, where was my search for how to do that? Oh, download Drive, install on your PC. Google Drive will automatically be mapped as the G drive. Oh, it's automatically mapped as G? Oh, there it is. It's already mapped. Boop. Okay, so that did it. So there was no extra step for mapping it. It just automatically happened. Catch up in chat. So 1 and 2 for Iran Israel completed. I found a couple of instructions on Google, but none worked on my PC. You get rid of the Bing button. Microsoft will bring it back in an update or another stupid feature. Could be. That Bing button doesn't bother me. I know how to remove the Bing button. Just remove Edge. Problem solved. Good luck with that. American legend, Logitech has fallen off. Keyboard not responsive. After installing brand new batteries, they are in the right way. Logitech has fallen off. Did it fall off your desktop? Bend down to the floor and pick it up. That easy solution. Yeah, I know that's not what he meant. American legend, I think you're the truck driver, 30-year truck driver turned to security technician. Do I got that right? Is that who you are, Mark? I got to where I just ignore it. That didn't work for me. Iran Israel is saying that method for what? The Google mapping didn't work. Well, now it works, banging my head against the monitor. Good, glad to hear that. 929, you can have Google Drive folders from 2 accounts. I have 2 Google accounts because I had YouTube before Google bought it. Well, it's back for now, LOL. We'll see how long. Check your G Drive, Windows Explorer, LOL. Nope. Oh, American legend, you're not the IT Are you Mark? I have my 2 drives mapped to KL. I meant mapping a Google Drive without the client, like in OneDrive. I think there is a way to do that. It seems to me I have come across that. I'll look further into that. Ken Stout, American Legend, be sure to watch my upcoming stream. I'll address that as we just went through this last night. Went through what? Mapping the Google Drive? Am I going to see that on your show, Ken Stout, when I watch the rest of it? I also sent you an email back in February about another free storage space issue I stumbled upon. I'll go look at that. I'm going to end the stream.